Angels in Iron by Nicholas C. Prata. Published by Arcs Publishing, Merchantville, New Jersey. Historical note. In the 16th century, the fortunes of the ongoing war between Islam and Christendom tipped decidedly in favor of Islam. The Ottoman Empire, under the skilled and grasping hand of Sultan Suleiman the Lawgiver, repeatedly probed a divided Europe. Master of a devoted and skilled war machine, Suleiman boasted he would erect a mosque in Rome after destroying Christian Europe. 3 times the Ottomans attempted all-out thrusts into Western Europe. Turkish victories at the great battles of Vienna, Lepanto, or Malta would have achieved Suleiman's dream and altered the course of Western civilization. Chapter 1. Rhodes, 1 January 1523. Rhodes, island home to the Knights of St. John of the Hospital, had endured an exhausting, relentless Turkish siege for 6 months. Sultan Suleiman's vast forces had virtually destroyed the island in an attempt to dislodge the tenacious knights from their residence of 200 years. Buildings and walls lay in ruin. Gaping furrows stretched across the earth, testaments to exploded mines and collapsed tunnels. Turkish labor gangs dug in behind earthworks as weary knights marked their movements from tall battlements. For the moment, however, all was quiet. No cannon, Christian or Turk, challenged from land or sea. The order's Grand Master, Philippe Villiers de Isle Adam, had accepted Suleiman's invitation to parley, and rumor had it he would accept the terms for an honorable withdrawal from Rhodes. The Hospitaller standard, 8-pointed white cross on a red field, drooped above the tower of St. Nicholas. The winter-chilled battlements of lovely Rhodes, the garden of the Mediterranean, smoked behind the grim armored figure of a towering Provençal knight. Jean Parisot de la Valette waited among his brethren for evacuation into a galley. De l'Isle Adam had assured the order's survival at the cost of its beloved island. The young sultan, impressed by the knights' stout defense and anxious to see them off of Rhodes, had offered unusually gracious terms. The knights would leave with all their arms, belongings, and ships. All civilians who wished to leave with them might do so as well. The Grand Master's acquiescence, however wise, was unpopular with La Valette and his monastic brothers. But where La Valette, not yet 28, bore the defeat with mature silence, his comrades voiced their grief. Scion of a family whose sons had graced the crusading army of Louis the Pious, he viewed the defeat as an affront to God and a blow to his personal honor. Though the heroic defense of Rhodes would later be immortalized in Europe, and Hospitaller wounds salved with quotes such as, "Nothing in the world was ever lost so well as Rhodes," the order's future looked indeed bleak. In an age of dawning nationalism, a sovereign multinational religious order with papal allegiance was an unwelcome anachronism. Few European kings viewed the order's continued presence as necessary or beneficial. A powder cask exploded in the Turkish lines, and suspicious knights turned toward the noise. Many feared Suleiman had broken the truce, after tricking them from their strong positions. A clamor rose over the pier as men reached for their weapons. La Valette remained motionless. He feared neither treachery nor death after ceding territory to the enemies of Christ. True, the Grand Master had accepted Suleiman's terms at the behest of a battered Rhodian population, but such considerations did not allay La Valette's grief. La Valette dropped a gauntlet and rubbed his red eyes, which stared from his sternly handsome, soot-encrusted face. He thought, "I find no fault with the Grand Master, but I would have defended this place though all Islam attacked." He leaned upon his sword. "To the very last man." La Valette's mind wandered. Where would the order relocate? He was overcome by a sudden wave of homesickness, as though already 1,000 miles away. This defeat is a bitter pill. He thought of his young sister back in France. Will my kin see the Turkish crescent raised above our lands? He wondered with shame. Lavalette slid the open-faced salade off his curly head. God, how we failed, he sighed. Brother Jean, a knight said. Lavalette looked at the man, an Italian whom the siege had made closer than family. Yes? The Italian motioned up a gangplank. It's our turn. Lavalette nodded, saying, I'll go last. It was then the order struck the colors above the tower of St. Nicholas. Gazing across the Mondraccio's calm waters, Lavalette watched the Hospitaller Cross descend the flagpole and disappear behind Nicholas's walls. Lavalette felt as though he had been stabbed, and silently prayed he might go blind before ever again witnessing such a sight.